When did you decide to become a writer?
I don't know that I have.
Well, why do you write?
I basically can't stop myself. If I'm not on paulyhart.com or on Facebook or Reddit or 4chan, yeah, I have to. So, I mean, I journaled. Actually, here's one of my journals. Just so I happen to have one. And I journaled and journaled and journaled and like just would draw and write like this. No, read this. So it worked when it came to poetry. Yeah, but see, the computer is much more durable, digital information, than these guys. So I still do these every now and again, but not as much.
What made you decide to sit down and actually start a project?
Because I was tired of not having anything big done. You know, I had like my spy novel. That was mostly done, but I was just tired of it. Didn't work for me at the time. But this one, it just kind of evolved and evolved and evolved, and I just kept building and building and building until finally it was like a volcano. Like, I have to write this thing. Because it would, I mean, the more research I did for my game, it would just keep on adding to it.
Do you write full-time or part-time?
Who have I collaborated with? Is that what you're asking?
No, I said, do you write full-time or part-time?
I collaborated with Jennifer.
Are your ears going in your old age?
She told me she was going to delete a question, so I decided to answer it. She was gonna write a little bit of the book. She was gonna write maybe an addendum or a second or an afterword of one of the characters' backstories. And she didn't want to do that because it was hard enough for me to modify my script, or sorry, my book manuscript. And then she wanted to wait till I was done. But by the time I got done, she's now writing fan fiction for Naruto. What was the next question? I'm sorry.
Do you write full-time or part-time?
Yes. I work an 8-hour job at a camp working with children, which is great. It's the best job in the world. And then I come home and I work about 4 hours here at the house, doing something, whether I'm working on the game or working on the books or marketing, which I'm terrible at.
I guess that answers the question of if you have a special time to write.
Anytime, every time. I get up in the morning from my dreams and I write down my dreams. Oh yeah, I'll do that all the time. And it'll just be this long thing. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I'll go back through and edit it and I'll mail it to my pastor who never writes back. I've done that like 4 times and he never calls, never writes. But it's a good little story, a little ditty, and I'll put it in a collection of other weird stuff that I write later.
So you write every day?
Yeah.
What are you working on now?
True Good, the elf. Except I know it's such a stupid name, True Good. Anyway, he's an elf that turns into a demon, and he doesn't want to be a demon. No, that's a different book. I wrote another book called Indigo Darkburn. Did I mention that earlier? No. Okay.
Not unless it's that mysterious spy novel you reference but never actually talk about.
Yeah. That's Sim 6.
Oh.
Sim 6 has not been written. Much. I mean, yet. Finished. I put it away.
So, do you aim for a set amount of words or pages per day?
Oh, per day? No. Per diem, it's not that way. But when I started the book, I was like, okay, I'm going to get 100,000 words out of this. And it's at 112,000. And I was like, but I just kept adding to it. And then I would cut something out, but then I'd fix it with adding something else. So I tried to get. I know once when I was still when I owned a bar, it was more of a concession stand really, because it was just the place where you got drinks inside of the bar, inside the club. That was after I owned a coffee shop. 4,000 a day was my goal, but I never hit it. So I never got that goal. Probably averaged around 2.5, 2,500.
Do you write on a typewriter, computer, dictate, or longhand?
This one. It's Microsoft keyboard that's a little bit ergonomic. I have written stories on a Royola typewriter before, and also on a, I don't know what that was, Olympus typewriter. You know, the Olympus was half electric, but I think a standard typewriter, it forces my hands. I mean, this guy here, I can just, it just takes no force to pound the buttons, and I think that's easier for me. So just a standard keyboard for computer is probably the best for me.